Noles All-Access is brought to you by the energy-saving conservation programs of TECO People's Gas. Real Coca-Cola taste with 0 sugar and 0 calories. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Taste the feeling. Welcome to Noles All-Access, where we take you inside Florida State athletics. I'm Jay Sutton, and today we'll talk with head coach Willie Taggart to recap the win against ULM. Then we'll go inside the helmet with running back Cam Akers, and later we'll meet the newest and youngest honorary member of the Florida State softball team, Hayden Stone. All that and much more is up ahead on Noles All-Access.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 4. The handoff, running the ball. Cam Akers got the 1st down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. Here's the snap inside the 10. Inside handoff to Cam. Finds a blocker to the 5. 3-2-1. Easy pickings. Cam Akers. Touchdown FSU. And Florida State has scored on our first possession of the ball game. It is 6-0. Here's the snap. Blackman. Play fake. Slant route. Caught ball. It is Harrison. Touchdown FSU. Trayshawn Harrison, slant route. Where was that a week ago? Great target, great size, and super hands, and Trayshawn Harrison has scored his first Florida State touchdown. Inside handoff, Labor with the ball to James Blackman, quarterback keep, touchdown FSU. Blackman finds the promised land, the darted paint in the north end zone. And the Seminoles lead 20-0. 21-7 score. The kick will come down short, returnable. And Keyshawn Helton to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. He breaks through to the 30, to the 40. Keyshawn Helton gets spun around and dropped to the 50-yard line. Near the right hash. Here's a high snap. The spot. The kick is airborne, long enough by Ricky, and it is good. 24-7, Florida State leads. One of the top rushing games of the early season. Here's the snap. Johnson running behind him. Oh, it's a carry by the quarterback. And Galen Evans inside the 3. Dives to the pylon. Did he get in? It is a touchdown. Here's the snap. Blackman hands the ball off. Akers finds a little crease. Digs his way to the 10. Inside the 10-yard line to the 4. That's a man wanting to play football. Here's the snap of the ball, hand off, a pass underneath, caught ball, DJ Matthews, touchdown FSU. Everybody thinking run, and Blackman throws a dart in the paint. 1st down at the 44. Blackman under pressure, gets the pass away, screen pass to Cam Akers, outside the numbers 40, 35, got a convoy, to the 30, 25 to the 20, runs across the field, down the hash mark, to the 10, 5, 3, 2, 1, touchdown, Florida State, touchdown, Cam Akers. Blackman to Cam Akers, the screen pass play covers 44 yards. The spot will be at the 15-yard line, a 25-yard field goal to tie the ball game. The kick is airborne, and it is good, and we are tied. Again, with Akers behind, quarterback James Blackman, the snap. Hands the ball off. Akers gets a block, punts to the near side, makes a guy miss at the 40, to the 45, and he's out of bounds on the final play of regulation. 4, got to get to the 3. Here's the snap, inside handoff. Akers finds the promised land. Touchdown FSU. Touchdown Cam Akers. And the Noles take the lead in overtime. Akers with a touchdown from the 4-yard line. Possession by the Warhawks. They'll run the ball. Caleb Evans to the 5, 3, 2, 1, and we are a point away from tying and going to a second overtime. The snap is good. The spot is down. The kick is airborne, and it is no good. Wide to the right. Noles win. Noles get a prayer answered in overtime. A missed point after touchdown. The difference in this ball game.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the first win of the season.
Well, I appreciate it. It was a much-needed win for our guys, and we gutted it out and found a way to win the ball game. Again, it wasn't pretty, but our guys, we ended up on the right side of it, and we'll take it.
Absolutely. And as you said, it wasn't pretty, but it was a win. Were you proud of the guys for pushing through some adversity and getting the win in overtime after falling behind late?
I was. You know, I think that's part of the whole process of building our team back to where we want it. You know, you heard me talk last week about learning how to win, and I think that's another step to learning how to win. And part of winning, you're gonna have to come back sometimes. You know, you have to play in overtime, and you just can't give up. You got to fight through some things, and our guys did that on Saturday night, which was good to see out of our guys, sticking to it and finding a way and make some plays when we needed them to make plays.
And what was your message to the team after the game?
Well, I just told them that that wasn't a pretty win, but we're going to take it, you know, and that we worked our tails off, and that I wanted them to appreciate the win. You know, it's hard to win a football game, and I want our guys to appreciate it, but also understand we must play much better as we move forward, you know, and get into conference play. We got to play much better than what we've had the last 2 weeks. So our guys understand that. They know the things we did in last week's game. You can't do it moving forward.
And for 2 games now, it seems to be a tale of 2 halves where the guys come out hot and they kind of cool down a little bit in the second half. How does the coaching staff address this team's second half woes? Well,
I think whenever you kind of get in a rut, you got to find a way to get the ball in your playmaker's hand to get you out of that rut, you know, and I think during that time you can't necessarily think system, you got to think players, you know, and we got to do a better job of that as coaches to get the ball in our playmaker's hand to get us going, and our playmakers got to do their part once they get the ball.
And one of those playmakers was Cam Akers, who had a monster game, and he said that he made it known that he wanted to have the ball. How much better is that when you have a guy that doesn't shy away from the big moment and wants to be great and wants to take advantage of those moments?
Them the guys you want to get a ball to, you know, because you know they're going to go out and give you their best effort and play a great game, and told Cam early in the week that we're going to get you at least 25 carries. And we felt if he can get 25 carries, then we got a great chance of winning the ball game, no matter what game we play. So we got to continue to feed him the ball, and I know Cam will continue to do a good job.
Well, I have a feeling that we'll hear a lot more from Cam Akers coming up after the break as he takes us inside the helmet. So stick around for that and much more right here on Noles All-Access.
Cam Akers, Clinton, Mississippi, running back. I'm going into my junior year. I remember a lot of things about sports. I remember why I started playing football. It was kind of because my parents forced me to play and made me play football. They kind of told me if I didn't play football, I wouldn't be able to play basketball. And basketball was kind of my first love. In my little league game, I broke a league record. I scored 6 touchdowns in one game and went on to win the championship that year too. So as a kid, I'm definitely grateful to have my parents and have them lead me in the way that they did, you know, not letting me put all my eggs in one sport, and, you know, just motivating me to be better and open up more opportunities to be better. I love my family to death, you know, they always been there to support me. Always, when I got to hit the road to go to a camp, you know, they always get me there, no problem, you know, just support me, being my backbone through all of the stress of recruiting and the transition to college.
Blackman under pressure, gets the pathway, screen pass to Cam Akers, outside the numbers 40, 35, got a convoy, to the 30, 25 to the 20, runs across the field, down the hash mark, to the 10, 5, 3, 2, 1, touchdown, Florida State, touchdown, Cam Akers.
And when I break off a big run, I'm thinking about scoring, you know. You kind of zone out the crowd in a sense, you know, until you get to the promised land, that's the end zone. So, you know, I'm just thinking about scoring when I break a long run. I'm just thinking about doing what I do best, and that's getting to the end zone.
Top-ranked Florida State opened conference play against 10th-ranked Georgia Tech. A matchup that was sure to be a fight to the finish.
Now Winkie is 1 out of 5 throwing. Here comes pressure from the outside. Winkie steps up, throws it underneath. It's caught. First down to the 40, to the 35. It is Peter Warren. Gets a block to the left side. He's got a convoy in front to the 45 to the 40, to the 35 to the 30. He is out of bounds at the Georgia Tech 21-yard line. 3rd down, 6. Here's the snap, and Warwick's going to run the ball. Warwick runs the ball to the 10. Warwick to the 5, 2-1. Touchdown FSU. Oh! What a play. Little razzle-dazzle. Peter Warwick in the shotgun. Quarterback draw. Wow. You don't want to have to tackle that man. Peter Warwick back in the shotgun.
2nd down, 11. Warwick looking, throws the ball to his left. He's got Winkie now to throw.
The throwback right back to Warwick. He makes the catch. You got a Conmore. Breaks the tackle.
Oh, no.
He's to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35-yard line, to the 37. Peter Warwick's putting on a clinic. Wow. First down, 10 from the 20. Toss pitch left side, Minor. Gets a block. Minor cuts it inside the 15. To the 10. 5, 2, 1.
Oh,
Touchdown FSU. Travis Minor, an All-American.
Breaking tackles, stiff-arming a defender, and getting in the end zone. That's what it's all about for running backs.
This is the 10th play of the drive from the 29. Shotgun set. Here comes a delay blitz. He knocks the ball, gets the ball off, dumps it off to Jeff Chaney. Chaney to the 25. Chaney to the 20. Breaks the tackle. On his feet to the 15. To the 10. To the 5. Chaney to the 3, 2, 1. Oh, he's got a touchdown. Jeff Chaney, 29-yard throw and catch, and great run after it.
You knew it was coming sooner or later. Great call by Mark Rick, Coach Bowden, and the offensive staff.
It's the 30. Dropping is Hamilton. Looking, throwing, underneath. Oh, what a tackle at the 17. Holy Toledo. Wow. Brian Allen just unloaded. First down from the 24, Winkie. Pump fake Winkie. Throws it downfield toward Warwick. He will make the catch. Yes. Touchdown FSU. Pete Warwick. Great catch by Peter Warwick. Oh, P-Dubs beats Jamara Clark with a 26-yard touchdown catch.
Fired up this half.
First down, Hamilton play action under pressure. He will be sacked at the 11-yard line. Jamal Reynolds. Good snap. Here's the kick, airborne. Airborne and plenty of distance. Looping. Yes! 47-yard field goal. Oh, what a weapon Sebastian Janikowski is. Joe Hamilton pitches the sacked in the backfield. What a play.
I see you, Jamal Reynolds.
Second down, 17. Hamilton inside handoff, and the Seminoles stuff the run. Loss of 2 more. Corey Simon, the All-American, nails Joe Burns for a 2-yard loss. 45-yard field goal. He made a 47-yarder. Got the leg into it, plenty of distance, but it is good. Just inside the right upright. Sebastian Janikowski with a 45-yarder.
The game had more than lived up to its billing as a meeting of 2 of the top 10 teams in the country, racking up more than 900 yards of combined offense. The hard-fought victory over Georgia Tech was just the beginning of the challenging season that lay ahead for the Seminoles.
With the first couple weeks under their belt, the women's soccer and volleyball team here at Florida State have gotten off to a fast start.
The reigning national champions had hard-fought matches in previous weeks to start the season. Coming off a 2-game homestand against in-state rival UF and Samford, the women's soccer team will be kicking off another game this Thursday against Colorado at the Seminole Soccer Complex. The girls will go back on the road this Sunday against Villanova at 1 p.m. Switching to indoors now, the women's volleyball team pulled off a straight-set stunner during their second match of the season and defeated Minnesota for the highest-ranked win in program history.
The Seminoles will carry that huge momentum into this upcoming weekend with 3 home matches against Stony Brook, St. John's, and FAMU before facing in-state rival Florida this coming Tuesday in Gainesville at 6 p.m. For your Noles All-Access, I'm ASIANNA Williams.
And we left off at 404 for 8, move it up to 410. Isolation for the low back. My job is the physical training of these guys. Sometimes when I'm feeling lighthearted, I joke, I say my job is to count reps. And with that physical component comes a mental component. It's unavoidable. We're just as concerned or more concerned with mental discipline. Hold, take your time back. Let's try for the 9th. Control the start. Perfect. It's one thing to be tough and be able to run through a brick wall. It's another thing to be able to have the discipline to close out when you're fatigued. So we want to be a mentally disciplined team, and we believe that the style of training that we use helps feed into that. This is the leg press of the upper body, yes. A little more, stay with it, stay with it. There's another level. Every day with our interaction with our players in here, and the way we interact with them and they interact with each other, we are putting the mortar or the concrete in between the bricks of what makes a team. One last rep, yeah, out. And it's a subtle thing. It happens over months and years, but without it, the building crumbles. And so heart of our job is every day checking the mortar, checking the concrete, laying that into the brickwork of our team. Good session, brother.
There's so many aspects of attending college games that kids love. The cheers, the sunshine, the snacks. But for one special little girl named Hayden Stone, softball games were much sweeter than any concession stand candy. Watching her favorite pitcher became the beautiful distraction from the darkness that was consuming her life.
You know, you pray a lot of prayers and you say a lot of things whenever you get this kind of news. The phone rings and it's a doctor and he tells you that your daughter has cancer.
After a weekend at Busch Gardens, Corey and Matt Stone were in the kitchen when their 12-year-old daughter was reaching for a snack and noticed a protruding lump on her neck.
The pathology had come back. They knew that it was rhabdomyosarcoma. And so we, Monday, they sent us to Shands. And what we thought we were dealing with was a highly aggressive, fairly rare form of soft tissue cancer.
Hayden would spend the rest of her 6th grade year at home or traveling from Tallahassee to Shands Cancer Hospital in Gainesville. It was there where Hayden and her family were introduced to the Friends of Jacqueline Foundation.
Friends of Jacqueline has partnerships throughout all sports and organizations, and we knew that that's kind of what we were getting, is we were getting a partnership. But as soon as we saw Hayden and met her family, we knew it was a forever thing, and we were just beyond grateful for her and her family to be a part of our family.
And we're really excited to finally get to meet you and welcome you to our special family.
To have her a part of our program and one of our sisters is just the most special feeling in the world.
The conversations between Hayden and Megan are what made their bond so special.
And every single time she would drive to chemo, because they have a really long drive and then they have pretty much a long day at Shands, we would just send her videos back and forth.
She's just a good person and she's always nice, and she's just like always there for me, sending me funny text messages and videos.
Probably the biggest part after the surgery was the scar being larger than it was before. Megan's like, well, show me your scar, you know, show me what you got. And then they started talking about that. And
I knew that that surgery kind of took a lot out of her, and I think that she wasn't too psyched about the huge scar in her neck. And that's kind of why we started wearing the smileys, was just to like bring light to a dark situation. But she hates tattoos, so I was like, we'll just use red marker, like red permanent marker, no big deal. And then when we were doing it, said, permanent marker, let's try a washable Crayola marker. So that's the one that she brought, because she was like, I don't want them to stain. So we ended up using a washable marker.
And we have your biggest inspiration here. Hayden, how proud are you of Megan today?
Very proud.
You did pretty good, right?
Yes.
And that's going to be you someday.
Yes, I hope so. I want to be Megan when I grow up. I want to play at Florida State and be a pitcher just like her.
This team was an answer to a prayer that I didn't even know that I should be praying. You have no idea how much you need them, but all of a sudden they're there and they're just such like light in your darkness.
The Friends of Jacqueline Foundation gave all those involved a redefined understanding of what it means to be strong.
My name is Hayden and I'm Hayden Strong.
Coming up, we look ahead to next week's road game against Virginia. The Look Ahead is presented by Florida Farm Bureau Insurance. Register to win the ultimate fan experience at NolesContest.com. Well, Coach, coming up, it's the first conference game, and it's on the road against a tough Virginia team that's currently 2-0. What type of threat does this Virginia team pose?
Well, they're a very well-coached football team, and they have a quarterback that's very talented. He can beat you with his feet, and he can beat you throwing the football, you know, and defensively they're very sound. They're good against the run, they're good against the pass, so it's going to be a challenge for our guys, and being on the road and, you know, them having their crowd there, we got to learn to go play on the road and make sure we have a great week of practice so we can go out there and play much better than what we've been playing.
You mentioned the quarterback, Bryce Perkins. Is it a point of emphasis to try to keep him contained this game?
We have to. You know, if you don't, then he's going to make you pay. You know, he's a tremendous athlete and a big reason why they're having a lot of success. So we got to know where he's at all the time and contain him and try to get some guys to him.
And overall, what do you need to see from the Noles if they're going to come out with a tough win in Virginia come Saturday?
Well, I think first and foremost, offensively, we got to run the football, and defensively, we got to be able to stop the run, you know, and just lessen the penalties. You know, we can't have 11 penalties. I mean, the first week it was good. We only had 5, and last week we had 11. So it's so important that we clean up that part of it from a discipline standpoint, and then have fun.
Well, we look forward to it. Thanks, Coach. For Coach Taggart, I'm Jay Sutton, and we'll see you right here next week on Noles All-Access. Noles All-Access is brought to you by the energy-saving conservation programs of Tico People's Gas. Real Coca-Cola taste with 0 sugar and 0 calories. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Taste the feeling.